Hello and welcome to Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben, and as always I'm hanging out with Mike.
Hello.
Claire.
Hey.
And P.
Hello.
And this week we're tackling a big topic, so big it's going to go into two parts, and it is reincarnation and past lives. So this week we will see what the what's the thought process behind it, what do different people believe about it, how does it work, what is it exactly, why is it bullshit, I mean, why can it happen? But
You're off the fence straight away.
you know I'm a spiritual void. But first we'll thank some new and returning listeners, and then we'll just cut into it. Let's have a quick look. Where shall I start? Sun City Center in Florida. I wish I was there right now. It's fucking cold this week. Guadalajara, Mexico. Yep, there too. Tehran. Yeah, okay. Tehran, fair play. Medellin in Colombia. Manchester in the UK. New York, United States. St. Petersburg in the Russian Federation. Keep dodging that draft. Gerla, Romania, Seattle, Washington, Stevenage in the UK, Spring Valley, New York, Milton Regis in the UK, Bullhead City, Arizona in the US, Ashburn, Virginia, Guadalajara, Spain, Porterville, Missouri, Boardman, Oregon, and Belfast in the UK.
Thank you to everybody.
Thank you to everyone. We appreciate it, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Tell a friend, tell a loved one. Follow us on Facebook at Cutting to the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. SoundCloud and most other audio platforms are Cutting to the Bull in the PTA. And YouTube is Apocalypse Bull. Right, that's all the admin out the way. Let's start on how reincarnation works. Allegedly works. How it's supposed to work, in theory. Natural life is cyclical. Day fades into night and turns back into day as the sun rises, and one season gradually gives way to the next. Over the passage of time, new generations are born and old ones die. Fucking hell, that's a good job. We'd be fucking up to our ears and elderly people. Oof.
Imagine all the poo.
Oof. Imagine the care home structure you'd have to have.
Should be a constant smell of piss and shit, wouldn't it, everywhere?
Well, not all the time. They're not all in common. I suppose if they get to 1,000 million years old, 1,000 years old, people are going to be pushing it.
I think of our old people now, when they hit about 90, 100, there does seem to be a kind of smell that goes along with them, that's all.
You sniffing old ladies?
Again?
You've been warned about that.
I used to work in a care home, and that's why I was fired. I just sniff them.
You smell of death.
Yeah, I give you about 3 weeks.
Dressing up as the Grim Reaper and going to their rooms at night didn't really help matters either. So it is no surprise, anyway, that some ancient observers looked at the seemingly linearity of human existence and decided that life, like the natural world, might actually be more cyclical than linear. Multiple religions, philosophies and movements adopted this belief in cyclic life, or reincarnation. Also called transmigration or metempsychosis. That might be a fucking better way to describe this. It is the concept that the soul, or some aspect of the soul, is reborn into new lives. And depending on the religion or philosophy, the soul can appear incarnate in humans, animals or plants as it works its way towards an eventual escape that is the soul-crushing cycle of birth, death and rebirth. Because eventually, man, that soul's going to get tired.
Well, eventually, yeah, he's going to hopefully reach nirvana, I guess, if you're a Buddhist. If you believe in that.
Yeah, but what if you just fail to learn the lessons over and over again?
Well, you'd be a cockroach over and over again, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well...
I just think it's like assigned based on, what you learned.
I'd like to think it is real, because, like, you got your bloody... your suicide bombers, etc. Yeah, they do it and think they're going to go to heaven and have 72 virgins and this, that and the other. wouldn't it be really nice if they're actually just reincarnated as a dung beetle?
Oh, so you're thinking of it as a kind of cosmic karma.
Yeah. And that is how I like that. I've always thought.
So if you fuck her in this life, you're going to pay for it in the next.
Yeah. If it does.
Then Christianity's the same, really, with hell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not in that scenario. If it is a cosmic karma, the only way you can achieve this evolution of progression in your past lives is to be a good person. If you're just doing that for a reward, it doesn't really make you a good person, does it? Because you're doing it on the assumption you're going to get higher next time. You're not doing it because you're a genuinely good person, though.
That's
Well, I don't know, because I think you have to be a genuinely good person to do good things.
Well, look at Savile. He did it to sort of. He thought he was balancing out
mask.
It's a mask, and he thought he was sort of balancing out the
Balance.
balance.
That was a mask all this time. His face. I thought that was his genuine face.
No, it actually was, I'm afraid.
I knew he was a Scooby-Doo villain.
But no, I don't know, that's how I've always thought. If it did exist, if it was something that was real, because I've always joked and said I think I was Hitler in a past life, because I have such fucking bad luck. I always think, Jesus, I must have been a right bastard.
No, actually,
Hitler.
he's probably still at dung beetle level, isn't he?
Yeah. But no, I don't know, it just makes you think like, how, if it was, I don't know, it's
Right,
such a fucking
going
head fuck anyway. So.
thinking of it, what's our scale of awesomeness on this? If we do 10 to 1, we don't go for more. What's 10? So dung beetle is the lowest we think. Is the shittest one you could be, or cockroach.
I'm just saying, insects, say as general, would be like
10.
at the bottom, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be bacteria, viruses bit at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd put them at
Bacteria
the
and
bottom.
virus at number 1.
Do
Then it'd
they
be
count as having a soul? It's the animals. It's only animals and plants and humans.
You could be pond scum.
You could be pond scum.
well, you'd be an amoeba, wouldn't you? Because amoeba is a living single cell organism, isn't it? So
Do amoebas have souls?
I've never asked one.
I wonder what
Give me a
they're-
beat.
what's
Give
the-
me a beat. Yeah, he's got soul. Can you play this bass guitar?
So number 1, no, 10 is amoeba. No, 1 is amoeba. What's 10 then?
Well,
10 would be us, wouldn't it?
no, I think we're number 2. I think
Dolphins.
I think dogs, man,
No.
because dogs are completely selfless animals.
Dogs are in between men and women.
I
I'm joking!
don't know if you're implying bestiality or just slurring against women.
I'm not joining any one of his threesomes.
No. I think it's man at the top. Not man as in man.
That's so egotistical.
Humans.
Humans at the top.
Humans are at the top.
And
Of
I
course
think
we are.
you'd have like your dolphins and your whales and all that.
Dogs
type
have got to
of
be up
So
there.
you're rating it in sort of intelligence.
not just intelligence,
No.
but you got to think the way dolphins are and the way whales are. Generally, they're very, very peaceful creatures, and they're also there's been many of accounts where they've like helped humans and things like that. Like some woman dropped a phone into the water, and it was one of those white like dolphins.
They've done more than that. You saved some
No,
bit's phone.
This was just a for instance, but straight away it grabbed its phone, and, like brought it straight up to
It's
it.
still fucked. Dolphins don't
Yeah.
stop pollution.
Yeah.
You've still got your memory card and things, haven't you?
Still
So,
nice
and it
things,
was still
isn't
a night, but it was a fucking tiger wouldn't do that, would it?
Might
you know
do.
what I mean? I doubt it. Not
Might
before
do.
it rips her face off.
They'll drop her phone back.
Drops her phone down. Oh, thanks, kitty. And then it's bit her head off.
I think it's more like a national lottery. you just get picked, like, you know.
At random, so Hitler might not necessarily be a dung beetle then.
So Hitler could now be a
anything
nun.
else, yeah.
He could be a nun right now.
If there's a sense of cosmic irony, you'd be Jewish.
Yeah, a Jewish nun. Does that
Well,
exist?
that's not
No.
national lottery style, is it? That's going down the karma route.
So you're thinking more along the lines of Hunger Games style, almost like it's almost like a lottery that's picked the different people and they go there and you're
No, it's
good,
just,
you're
you know,
bad,
you're-
you're a
oh,
beetle, you're a fucking
you know.
slug, you're a tree.
Yeah, just.
Well, should we
Everything
see
and
what the religions say about it?
Yeah, before we jump off to it. So, widely considered by the 8 major Eastern religions, most prominently Hinduism and Buddhism, it has also a history in ancient Greek philosophy. However, people more familiar with the major monotheistic religions, Christianity, Judaism and Islam, the idea of reincarnation seems foreign and maybe even a little strange. And that's because, though the big three conceive of time linearly, life is simply a short step that determines the quality of an afterlife. And for those who only believe in one life followed by an eternal afterlife, reincarnation is an unwieldy marathon run by relay instead of a short, concise sprint.
One way to put it.
Yeah, the Hindus and the Buddhists are running a marathon, and if you're a Christian or if you're one of the big three, then you're running a sprint. You're in it for the afterlife.
So is that saying that Christianity doesn't believe in reincarnation then?
No.
So if they don't believe in reincarnation, how do they believe in Jesus, who was reincarnated?
He wasn't reincarnated. He was brought back to life.
Yeah.
His soul never left his body, did it? He was dead. And he was reincarnated by God, who through all things are possible, Pete.
Nah, but
I think Jesus is a bit special, isn't he?
I just do see a slight kind of...
That's how they get around that. I don't believe that, obviously. I'm not preaching to you.
Are you sure?
I'm not Mac from It's Always Sunny as all things... Have you got to Mac Day yet?
I've seen them all. Yeah, I've watched them all.
No,
other than the Lethal Weapon 5 that they did.
Yeah.
Because it got banned.
Yeah, Always Sunny. So Hinduism, their religion is vast and varied. Its adherents worship an array of gods and celebrate diverse traditions. Yet Hinduism, the world's oldest surviving religion, is unified by its acceptance of samsara, a chain of births and deaths linked by reincarnation. Controlling samsara is the law of karma. Hindus believe that all individuals accumulate karma over the course of a lifetime. Good actions create good karma, and evil actions create negative karma. Karma is not signed or regulated by any god, it's simply just earned by an individual and passed down through subsequent lives. So yeah, that's the whole... If I'm good, I get some points. And if I'm bad, I get some points taken away from me. And if I hit 50 points, I'm in with a shout at who's...
How'd you be a good beetle?
You roll as much dung as you can.
There's no moral ethics in animals, is there?
Not really. That's what I was just thinking.
And you also don't know that you're like a dung beetle, do you?
Or do you get cunty dung beetles that
You must
steal
do-
other dung beetles'
Does
dung?
this mean cat is maybe like the last stop? Because cats are twats. They are though, aren't they? I love cats, but they are arrogant bastards who don't give a shit about anything other than them and eating and playing with mice and that.
Well, wouldn't it be ironic if the cat became the mouse in the next life?
Yeah. But it just makes you wonder though, like, because their karma ain't going nowhere good, is it?
Yeah, but that would be my logic, that all the worst people got to be cats, and then the cats actually degrade even further down to the dung beetle.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that is why cats are such cunts. There was that picture of the Hitler cat.
Some cats do have Hitler markings, that's true.
So maybe he's stuck in a cat void.
Yeah.
He's got to spend like 50 lifetimes
So
in
you
a
can't
cat.
tell me about that logic, then dogs, the most completely selfless animal you'll ever get, who will willingly lay down its life for you, shouldn't be number one.
No, but this is where they're number two.
But then
Because
they
they're
don't do it out of...
love.
It's loyalty and love.
It's bred into them, it's their breeding.
They still love
That's how
you.
they survive
They-
in the wild,
yeah.
they've got to be together.
Yeah, but it's their pack, and they will
Yeah.
literally sacrifice himself for
it's the
every
pack
member of their
mentality.
It's not them
That
being
mentality, isn't it?
you
But
know,
they love you unconditionally.
sacrificial, it's their instincts.
It doesn't matter. They're still loyal to you. They're doing it because they're loyal and they
But
love
then they've
you.
got the advantage
And
of
you do the same
cat,
for them.
haven't they? The cat's never going to do that.
Cats are solitary, aren't they?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's the. I think the dog should be the final step off before Nirvana or whatever.
No, I think it's dogs before humans. Maybe if that was the.
I think that's what they believe.
the
Yeah.
step.
So while good karma could eventually earn a person a higher place in the caste system in a future life, the ultimate goal of any Hindu adherent is moksha, or salvation from samsara. Moksha is the final of four primary Hindu goals. The first three, kama, artha and dharma, concern earthly pursuits like pleasure, power, or well-being and virtue. Ironically, to achieve moksha, so that's Hindu nirvana then, isn't it, moksha? You must make a deliberate effort not to want it. Salvation comes only after a person has abandoned all pursuits and desires and accepts that the individual soul is the same as Brahman, the universal soul or God. And by exiting the cycle, an individual no longer endures the pain and suffering of earthly existence performed countless times over.
That's kind of like what you were saying, wasn't it? And before, when you were saying it's not about... You can't knowingly be doing good things, because then you're not actually really doing good things, because
Yeah.
you're trying to do it to step up in the ladder. Whereas if you're just naturally a good person and you've got the balance, then that's
You have to abandon all pursuits and
yeah.
desires.
So you're not pursuing anything in
No.
any way, shape,
Pursuing,
or form.
no.
Pursuing? That's a new word for the day. I'll write that one down for Pete's dictionary.
Yeah, you see, that's fine. It's just when you've got to not want it to get it. That makes sense.
It's a
I've become a Hindu. I think it just got through to me.
A little bit like the Philosopher's Stone.
I've abandoned all pursuits and desires. I mean, I'm nearly there.
See, the Philosopher's Stone would only work for somebody who didn't want to use it for, like, the evil kind
You can't compare Hinduism with the oldest religion in the world to the Philosopher's Stone.
Of course you can. Harry Potter fucking rules.
Weren't all the little bankers meant to be Jewish, though, in that?
They were all goblins, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
So, yeah.
They were the Nazi caricature of Jewish bankers.
Were they?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
The worst.
Yeah. But basically, what this is also saying is that fucking countless human lives lived is just pain and suffering.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
That's pretty grim dark, isn't it? The belief in reincarnation is also predominant in two prevalent religions from India, Jainism and Sikhism. Jain adherents believe the soul accumulates karma as an actual physical substance, unlike the conceptual Hindu idea of karmic law where you just get the points and you accumulate it in your body. This one probably means you can do like Iron Fist. Accumulate your karma chi and hit people with a glowy hand.
No, I think it's just they think it's attached to your soul and it sort of goes with you to the next being, life, shell, whatever.
So there's no martial arts or superpowers attached?
No.
Yeah, not interested in them.
Where would trees come in?
Trees have got to be fairly high, haven't they?
Got to be. Long living.
You know, you're living.
Lungs of the
That's when
earth.
you're living a peaceful, tranquil life.
Maybe
isn't it?
they're the last stage.
Also, I'd be an ent,
An ant.
like a tree beard from Lord
You'd
of the
just be a
Rings.
banana tree then, basically.
Yeah, but then that's fun. I'd rather be a triffid in that scenario. But I know they're not real.
Living in a little shop.
No,
Singing at
You ever seen
people.
Day of the Triffids or read Day of the Triffids? It's a sci-fi
Little
book
shop
where
of
these...
horrors.
Oh yeah, I know what you're on about. Frank.
Yeah, Little Shop of Horrors. I'm guessing Mike's never watched it.
I've seen it.
Oh,
No, I've seen it.
By the look on your face, it was like, the fuck are you chatting
I
about?
don't know about the Triffids, it was something completely different. It threw
Yeah,
me.
but that's basically what he was, wasn't it? He was a Triffid from space.
No, the Triffids just spit venom at you and then eat you.
Yeah, but kind of what he was, wasn't it? He was like a space
similar, yeah.
alien plant.
That
Yeah.
ate people, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a similar concept, wasn't it? But yeah. But I'd like to think maybe trees could be the last stage.
Maybe it could be
Because
there.
That's like, you get that potentially a few hundred years of bliss, solitude, and
Chance to really refine you're not wanting it.
some people believe that trees communicate with each other.
Yep.
So maybe they do. Have
There
a
is
chat.
evidence, yeah.
Maybe they do
Oi,
chat with each other.
If a
and that,
tree
and-
if a tree in
Jerry.
a forest is dying, the other trees will help it. Yeah, it's all connected underground.
Keep your fucking acorns off my roots, you slag.
So you know when you see that one tree that's dead in the middle of loads of trees, does that mean he's been
That was
a
the
twat?
Hitler tree.
He's been a twat. And all
He
the
tried
other
to commit
trees are like,
genocide on his own people.
the
We're
other
going to
trees-
murder the saplings.
all the other trees are like that. We're not fucking helping you bastard.
Oh no, it was all about the new trees that have been planted. Oh, we're not having them new trees coming over here taking our land. Get them, lads.
These bloody foreign trees.
Foreign trees coming in. As long as a soul is burdened by karmic particles, it must bind with a body, initiating a series of rebirths. Only when a soul is free from all karma can it exit the cycle of reincarnation and join other disembodied souls in a state of perfection. So you're completely wrong there. They lose karma. The Jainism guys.
I think it's Jane.
Jainism.
Do they?
Yeah, once you lose all your karma as through good acts, you lose. As long as you still got karma, you have to give your karma away basically by doing good deeds, and then you're going to get to hang out with other disembodied souls in some state of nirvana. However, because they believe that deliverance is currently impossible, devoted adherents simply pursue purification. There's not even an end game. You're stuck. Sikhism also teaches reincarnation. Like Hinduism, the law of karma influences the quality of Sikh lives. For Sikhs to exit the cycle of birth and rebirth, they must achieve complete knowledge and become one with God. Man, that's going to take a while, isn't it?
Imagine so, yeah.
Buddhism. When Buddhism was established 2,500 years ago, so that makes it older than Christianity, doesn't it?
Good maths.
Yeah, some people believe that Jesus learnt a lot from Buddhism.
Probably did.
So basically Christianity, well, we know Christianity is just an amalgamation of everything that was popular about the time.
Judaism is older as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how much older, to be fair.
I think Judaism like 4,000 years old or something.
Could be.
If they were knocking the pyramids up, and then yeah, I suppose they were, wouldn't they? So, yeah, Buddhism incorporated the Hindu belief in reincarnation. Although Buddhism has two major subdivisions and countless variations in regional practices, most Buddhists believe in samsara, or the cycle of rebirth. Samsara is governed by the law of karma. Good conduct produces good karma and bad conduct produces evil karma. Buddhists believe that the soul's karma transmigrates between bodies, transmigrates between bodies and becomes a germ of consciousness in the womb. Periods of afterlife, sometimes called the between, punctuate samsara, coming after death and before rebirth. So you're just going to hang out sometimes. Do you think you can remember all your past lives at that point? Do you think that's when you get
I imagine
a bit of knowledge, maybe?
Get to reflect on.
Yeah, like, oh, maybe I should try and be a better whatever I'm going into next. What do you reckon, Claire? Yeah, we'll meet up, have a soul chat. Oh, that ties in with that weird guy who was the Astral Plane episode, Garrett Schulhauser. All the souls meet up and they're all dressed in their favourite period of clothing they lived in.
Yeah.
It's all tying together.
Maybe he wasn't a crank after all.
Oh no, he was.
No, I don't think it. I don't believe in it.
Already?
Yeah.
Coming off the fence?
Yeah.
Me and Claire on the side of reason.
I'm going to wait till I see the evidence.
So you're on the fence then? Now, like Hindus, Buddhists see unlightened samsara as a state of suffering. We suffer because we desire the transient. Only when we achieve a state of total passiveness and free ourselves from all desire can we escape samsara and achieve nirvana or salvation. Many Buddhists believe an individual can end the cycle of reincarnation by following the Eightfold Path, or the Middle Way. An enlightened being embodies the directives of the Eightfold Path: correct view, correct intention, correct speech, correct action, correct livelihood, correct effort, correct mindfulness, and correct concentration.
A lot of effort though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
I'm guessing
Sounds
by
good.
this, nobody's ever reincarnated.
No one's ever reached Nirvana, you mean?
Oh yeah, nobody's ever reached.
Well, they only
Nirvana.
think a few people have, don't they?
Buddha for one.
Yeah. The Dalai Lamas, I assume.
Oh, they probably get in by default, don't they?
No, they think they actually come back from Nirvana to teach people how to get there.
So
To
they,
live, to live a good
Sorry,
life.
I coughed.
so they believe that it's been reincarnated in another,
So,
human. Or,
yeah, so like these like a prophet or something like Jesus would have been a soul that had reached Nirvana, but then came back one last time to teach people how to reach it and try and improve life on Earth, I guess.
That was a shitty plan. Didn't work out so well.
I guess not.
Oh well. You see, that's what aspiring gods shouldn't get themselves nailed to crosses.
It wasn't his fault, was it? You can't blame him. I blame Judas.
You got off the fence in that one. Definitely Judas.
It's not really off the fence to say Judas was a cunt, though, is it, really?
You never know, he might have told his story very differently. There's a gospel of Judas omitted from the Bible.
Allegedly.
And in fact, didn't Jesus ask him to betray him?
Did he?
I think that's in the Gospel of Judas.
You can't believe that, can you?
Why
That's
not?
propaganda, surely.
It was written, not that it was written by him. Who's to say he could have been the hero in all of this?
It's possible, I suppose, but don't think so.
Well, back to Buddhism. The Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, taught the Eightfold Path in his first sermon after attaining enlightenment. Well, so he claimed to attain it.
He sat under
Buddha
the
was a real
Bodhi tree, didn't
person.
he? Yeah.
That person whose belly you rub.
Yep, he sat
Yeah,
under the
places-
Bodhi tree, yeah.
He was a real dude. He was just a big fat dude who sat there a lot.
No, that's a different... I think that might be a different Buddha, to be fair. There's been like a few Buddhas.
Because you rub Buddha's belly to become rich, don't
How many
you?
Buddhas were there, Pete?
I know, that's what I was just thinking. I'd have to pick up my phone, aren't I?
People who've achieved Nirvana, yeah, I'm not sure, there's like 10 or 12.
Yeah, they're not called the Buddha though, are they?
No, he's the original one.
Yeah, he was a real person apparently, yeah.
The Buddha.
And he was like quite wealthy, wasn't he, Ben?
Yeah, he was a chonker, I'm guessing.
And he saw the suffering in people and he thought there must be a way out of this. He meditated under the tree, apparently achieved enlightenment.
Actually, I don't think this guy was fat.
No.
Told you.
No. So who's the fat Buddha then?
I think he's another dude.
Imagine that, you come back in another life and they've depicted you as a fat.
What the fuck? I sat under a tree for years.
Oh, that's not you, it's the Buddha. We like the fat guy better. We
So-
put his face everywhere.
The laughing Buddha, or the fat Buddha, was a Zen monk called Budai, who lived in China around about 1600 years after the historical Buddha. Budai was the bald man with the big tummy, a big smile, large ears, wearing a simple robe, prayer beads and a large sack.
So why is all the pictures of him, that fat Buddha?
Well, everyone likes him because he's happy.
Yeah.
So that's the fat Buddha, but this is the actual Buddha. That's the actual Buddha.
Yeah,
Okay.
the thin
So
guy,
it's
yeah.
the thin one.
Yeah, with the robes, that's
Yeah.
it.
Alright, yeah.
Sometimes not always dressed.
Nope.
Bit of nip out.
Certainly, at least a bit of nip.
Sometimes he's got a bollock hanging out of his robe.
But it's
People
funny.
rub his bollock.
The enlightened bollock.
Rub the Buddha's bollock, you'll gain enlightenment.
Oh yeah, look.
Certainly, like,
Sometimes he's holding
Yeah,
the
okay.
bollock.
so I'm guessing you rub the nip, you just rub his nips. Give him a quick tweak.
Oh, we've just been mocking Buddhism, and it's the only religion that actually teaches us to do good.
Actually, most of his depictions are topless. Like,
Very,
so
very
yeah.
handsome man.
Alright, Claire's got
We know what Claire's thing is.
a thing for
I'll
Buddhas.
let her husband know for their dress-up time. I'll tell him who to go for.
Siddhartha Gautama taught the Eightfold Path in his first sermon after attaining enlightenment. Siddhartha was born in 563 BC near modern-day Nepal as an extravagant and privileged youth. And as a young man he began to question his spiritual state amid such luxury and reverted to the life of an extreme ascetic. In other words, he has nothing. When his hermetic life brought him no closer to enlightenment, Siddhartha decided to pursue the middle way, a state of existence between excess and self-deprivation. Shortly thereafter, Siddhartha reached enlightenment.
So he was a hermit for years,
Didn't work.
and he just thought, "I've had enough. It's not.
Lived in pure poverty.
Yeah, it's not.
So
It's not
this isn't
working.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
It's not working this. Everyday's shit.
I know, I'll be middle class. That's what,
Oh,
Go the middle way.
yeah.
So basically, we'll all be alright then. We're not in poverty. We're not upper class. So we'll all be alright. We'll all achieve enlightenment then.
Oh, that's all right
Not the
then.
Tories have their way. There's more.
No, they've actually passed a
poverty.
bill now saying you can't become enlightened. We do get reincarnation in the ancient Western world. The Greeks, they loved that shit. Definitely. Although belief in reincarnation is a predominant element of Eastern religions, it was also taught in the ancient Western world. Mystery religions, which sometimes transformed into secularized social clubs or fraternities, espoused a wide range of reincarnation ceremonies and beliefs. And some of these early Greco-Roman religions eventually influenced the philosophy of famous thinkers like Plato, who once was walking down the street and saw a man whipping a dog, right? And he said, no, stop. He runs over, that's the voice of my dear friend, I recognise it. And the guy stopped beating the dog because he was like, you thought Plato was like, no, that's my friend. That's my friend reincarnated into this dog.
Right? Did he believe that, or was he just saying that?
Yeah, I think so. I think he was a believer in reincarnation.
Okay.
Maybe he was using it a little bit to stop the man whipping the dog,
Yeah.
but that was the excuse he used. Orphism was a popular mystery religion beginning in the 6th or 7th century BC, and its followers studied the supposed writings of Orpheus, a legendary musical figure. They believed in a soul that withstood death and could appear incarnate in human or mammalian form. Orpheus thought that the soul was divine and was imprisoned by the body. By leading a correct life and abstaining from meat, wine and sex, a soul could either go to asylum, a paradise after death.
Elysium,
sorry.
not asylum.
You can go to an asylum.
I don't know why I read that as asylum. Elysium. By leading a correct life and abstaining from meat, wine and sex, a soul could go to Elysium, a paradise after death. An evil soul would suffer punishments in hell. But neither afterlife was eternal, and after a time the soul would be reborn into a new body. Only after passing through 3 good Orphic lives could the soul end the cycle of reincarnation. Well, 3's not so bad, is it?
No.
3's alright. 3 good lives. You must actually you're going to do that eventually, aren't you? Surely.
Is it 3 consecutive good lives though?
It says 3 good lives.
It says 3. Well, for them 3 lives, you got to abstain from
So
meat, wine, and sex.
Hitler could have had a good life afterwards, and he could be in Nirvana now. Then
Only if he was an adherent of Orpheus, I guess.
One of them, he didn't eat meat, did he? He was a vegetarian.
Yeah.
But he did drink wine and have sex, so no, that's not a good Orphic life.
Yeah, but that was his bad life.
Yeah. And
I
if
think
you
he's got a lot more that qualifies him for meat, wine and sex to knock him down a level though, hasn't it?
No!
Chalk that one was a bad one, shall we? That's the very minimum.
Just the wine and sex.
Just
Right for that, he'd be in heaven right now.
Well, the soul that was Hitler, yeah, I mean, maybe he's the same soul that was Genghis Khan.
Could be.
Maybe it's the same, or Bonaparte, maybe it's the same soul, gets into a fucking genocidal madman every now and again.
What, he's in Putin at the minute?
Could be. Could be in Rishi.
Well,
Could be in Biden.
He died before Putin was born.
Who can say?
Hold on, let's just think of the mathematics on that. Yeah,
No one died before Biden was born.
He's like Keith Richards, Mike. Only Keith Richards outlives Joe Biden, you know. The Orphic interest in death and the afterlife influenced the Pythagorean Brotherhood, another mystery society based in southern Italy. The philosopher and mathematician Pythagoras, who was associated with the Brotherhood, believed the soul could appear incarnate in a human or animal's body.
Hate that prick.
They believe some weird
He
shit.
made mathematics so difficult.
They believe in some
What
weird
do you mean,
shit.
like,
as well.
His theory,
They were a cult.
Pythagoras theory, innit?
Yeah, but if you want to know how long a side of a triangle is, Pete, you've got to use it. I mean, admittedly, I've never used it once in my adult life, but still, it was an important piece of mathematics. Someone, somehow, somewhere needs to know how long one side of a triangle is. And he was possibly the guardian of Atlantis. Oh, that's only if you played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. He shows up. This belief led to his espousal of vegetarianism. The fraternity taught that the soul originated among the stars but fell to earth and joined with the human body. Pythagorean followers combined their religious theorising with the studies of astronomy, music and, of course, geometry. Because who doesn't love a bit of geometry?
Fuck me. Hate it.
Probably really handy for working out star charts, though, geometry.
Yeah, they'd be drawing them and all sorts,
Yeah.
wouldn't they?
The philosopher Plato also believed the soul was repeatedly reincarnated. Plato suspected that 7 planetary spheres and an 8th sphere of fixed stars surrounding the Earth. The divine lay beyond the 8th sphere and set the universe into motion. Souls came from the planets, descended to Earth, united with bodies, and then tried to flee themselves and reascend to the stars. You know what? If Plato's up for it, I'm in for it.
That's a bit kooky, that one.
I think Ben's mind's been changed now. Plato's made him a believer.
If Plato's in for it, I'm in for it. Not really.
Now we come to the fun bit. Science.
Yeah. Although reincarnation seems conventional to the more than 1.25 billion practitioners of Hinduism and Buddhism, it's not widely accepted by those outside of Eastern religion. Western skepticism of reincarnation is tied to monotheistic religions' focus on a single life, a single soul, and an active God who does not rely on karmic law. Although he kind of does in a way, if you think about it. As with sporadic believers announcing their Cleopatra or Elvis reincarnate, it's not surprising many people remain extremely sceptical of the soul's ability to return repeatedly. However, this general scepticism has not prevented researchers from exploring the potential for reincarnation, and Dr. Ian Stevenson, an academic psychiatrist, led the study of reincarnation in the United States until his death in 2007. Stevenson founded the Division of Personality Studies under the University of Virginia's Department of Psychiatry and Neurobehavioural Sciences. Fuck me.
That's a mouthful, isn't it?
Oof, just a bit.
And you'd think if it was real, it'd be back carrying on his studies.
Well, give him some time, Pete. He died in 2007. He's only, in his teens right now.
Alright, yeah, he's 15.
He's giving him time. He's going to college again. Stevenson founded the Division of Personality Studies under the University of Virginia's Department of Psychiatry and Neurobehavioural Sciences. The lab, which later became known as a Division of Perceptual Studies, focuses on examining children who remember former lives, near-death experiences, apparitions and after-death communications, out-of-body experience and deathbed visions. I want to work in that department, that's ace.
Yeah.
I can still be a scientist and do stuff like that. Why did no one tell me that as a teenager?
I don't know.
It's like, I'd do that. If they said to me, like, hey Ben, you can just hang out in a lab and study people who remember past lives and have near-death experience and see apparitions and death communications and visions on their deathbed, that'd be fucking sweet.
So you want your work experience coach to say that?
Yeah!
This is what you could be when you're older.
Yeah!
I want to study deathbed visions, god damn it.
Yes! Who doesn't? Would you turn that down as a job?
Hanging around all that death, isn't it? That's a problem.
Well, you're not there all the time. You're just studying what people have recorded. You'd ask the doctors and nurses to do it. Any deathbed visions this week, nurse? Doctor, you heard anything? Yeah, this bloke thought that Hitler was now a cockroach. Yeah, whatever.
Why would he have that vision?
It's just confirming reincarnation at that point.
I know someone who had deathbed visions of Santa and his reindeers going across like snowy roofs because he could see it out the front window. It turns out it's just the meds they were giving him.
Oh man. How fucking shit would that be as well though?
Said he could see him.
Of all the things your brain could trick you into seeing, you're seeing Santa and his
It was coming up to
reindeer.
Christmas.
I know, but even so. Why could there be like a bevy of topless dancers outside my window? I'm just seeing fucking Santa and reindeer.
Yeah, have some fit bird sitting on your face.
Yeah!
Sit there like
anything.
growing like you're dying, but you're going like that.
Anything. Pete's
He's having
miming.
a fit! He's having a fit!
Pete's, yeah. Pete's miming his version of oral sex for us.
That's an image I'll never get out of my head.
Dying oral sex.
Yeah, you're actually just fitting. But and then you feel a sharp thump through the chest and they've defibbed you, and then the steady beat of beep, beep, beep as you come back. You're like, oh man, what the fuck? I was having a great deathbed vision of this stripper sat on my face. And the doctor would record that and give it to you as a psycho, as the mad guy.
Aside from Pete's erotic deathbed visions, I think it's important to study this, isn't it? Nobody knows what happens when you die. These things are important to know.
I know what I didn't know. I could study it for a living.
Ben's going to be looking up courses now.
We've also got children like remembering former lives as well, so it's not just death, is it?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Stevenson, who often called reincarnation the survival of personality after death, saw the existence of past lives as a potential explanation for differences in the human condition. He believed past experiences plus genetics and the environment could help elucidate gender dysphoria, phobias and other unexplained personality traits. Stevenson's reincarnation studies focused on young children, usually between the ages of 2 and 5, who had inexplicable phobias or detailed memories about a previous life. Stephen would attempt to corroborate the facts the child presented with the details of a deceased person's life, and he sometimes made startling connections between memories and lives. One Lebanese boy studied by Stevenson not only knew where a deceased stranger tied his dog, but also that the man had been quarantined in his room, a fact the family attributed to his pulmonary tuberculosis. Well, that's odd.
He knew where a deceased stranger tied his dog. Fair enough.
That's weird. Of all the things to know. Of all the things to know. Maybe you...
And as a kid, it's not like you would know that. There'd be no way of knowing it if he's died before you were born. And then they've kind of corroborated it. What was his name? Oh, it was Dave something or other. And then they've gone and looked it up and they've gone, oh, we'll speak to his granddaughter or something. Or...
So it's Stevenson's dog that was tied by a stranger who's now dead?
No, the stranger's dog.
No, no.
He's dead.
The person who's... The little boy who was talking about his past life regression was obviously saying, oh, I'm tying up my dog at this such and such a point.
Oh, the dog's dead then?
No, the guy...
I'm guessing the dog is dead.
I know, yeah.
More than likely, it's the owner that he's...
60 years ago I know where they tied your dog. Oh, fucking hell, that's helpful, isn't it?
No, it's not that. He would have been living and seeing the life of the past life that he was. So he would have been the owner of the dog, walking down the street, tying the dog up next to the shop or whatever.
And then...
But what was the other thing?
No, this guy's in his room quarantined with tuberculosis.
And he's like, truck!
And then the guy died with tuberculosis and was quarantined in this particular room. So he's obviously explained visions that he's had of his past life, and then they've been able to corroborate those visions by obviously finding out the person's name.
I don't know. I guess he's clutching at straws a bit, innit?
No, but he said he's corroborated some of these.
Yeah, I
How
know.
do they know where they tied the dog?
I say he could have had a name, and then he's gone and spoke to the grandchild of that person or something, and
I don't get it. I'm still confused.
Mate, just can't move on.
I get it.
Stevenson studied 2,500 cases over the course of about 4 decades and published technical books and articles. He claimed he merely wanted to suggest reincarnation was plausible, not to prove it absolutely. Despite Stevenson's caveat, his work was largely rejected by the scientific community. The potential for piercing 2 lives together with coincidences rather than facts, and the inability to perform control experiments opened his research to criticism. And that is the scientific method. You've got to... You just like going, oh, that's quite similar.
Yeah, it's too much of a... You know, you can't go on coincidence, can you?
No, you can't.
He set up a challenge from beyond. This is interesting.
Yeah, he never publicly stated a personal belief in reincarnation. He did express his desire to communicate after death. Nearly 40 years ago, the psychiatrist purchased a combination lock and set the code himself with a mnemonic device. He sequestered the lock in a file cabinet and placed it in the division of perceptual studies. Oh yeah, DPS. You have a little badge, DPS, Department of Perceptual Studies.
Here it's just a delivery company.
Yeah, I know, but whatever. Have a little badge, little case. He reported like a gold badge, a cop badge, an agent badge, DPS.
Could be double penetration studies.
Oh, alright, strange that's where your mind went.
It's not strange, that's where his mind went.
No, you're right, it's not,
not
is it?
strange in the slightest. That's exactly where it goes every time. Straight to double penetration. How many dicks can I fit in my ass?
Well, he reportedly told colleagues after death he would attempt to pass on the mnemonic device And since his death in February 2007, the lock has not been opened. Houdini did a similar thing, you know.
Did he?
He did. He said, I tell my wife a code word, and every Halloween in this particular building, I want you to hold a seance and try and contact me. And if I give you this phrase, you'll know it's all real.
Ooh.
And it was never heard.
What if you don't have any concept of time?
I guess if they're literally trying to summon your spirit, then I don't suppose it matters. I mean, it's all rubbish anyway, so just...
Yeah, should we leave it there for part 1? And then in part 2 we'll look at some past lives.
Initial reactions to reincarnation, the philosophy, I don't go for it. I'm not doing it, but that's just me. I'm a spiritual void. I always think this comes about basically because we can't imagine being dead.
Yeah, nothing else.
The human brain can't just can't fathom it, doesn't like it. So it's like, oh yeah, well there's an afterlife or there's reincarnation, don't worry about it.
I'd love to think it existed, but I don't think it does. It's just a nice thought. I would like to think it exists, but yeah, I don't think it does.
Oh yeah, it'd be awesome. I'd love it. You know, some lives you'd really enjoy, some would be a bit shit. I'd like the dolphin dog tree phase, that'd be nice.
Yeah, man.
What happens if you were a dog in you know, that country where they eat dogs?
Well, that's a bit shit.
Yeah.
Maybe you're on the bottom scale of dogs at that point. Maybe you weren't a very good. Maybe you're savage little Timmy in your last dog life, but you also did enough to sort of go, all right.
You have another chance.
Yeah, another chance at dog.
But I'm putting you in Korea.
I'm putting you in Korea.
You've only got a year. You got a year, so it'd be good.
Yeah, kind of thing, like final test.
Be a nice dog.
It's like you were borderline, so they throw you literally throw the dog a bone. See what I did there as a pun? That counts?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm not giving you that one.
No.
The fact that you had to point it out.
Yeah.
No. It's like explaining a joke almost.
It's almost like I'm operating on a level above you all.
What do you think?
I just think when it's game over, it's game over for me, you know.
You don't want to do this shit again?
Not the same shit again.
I don't want to do the same shit again.
Well, you get a different life, don't you?
Remember it, do you? You know, all this like looking for enlightenment. It's like running towards a goal that's never obtainable.
But it's obtainable.
Just
a lot of hard work and effort.
So it's making the life that you're in like miserable anyway.
You got to
I know, but the reward's at the end, isn't it? The reward's at the end.
I don't believe there's a reward at the end. And you just
But they do.
Yeah, if you just take every day as like, you know, a good day, that's all you can do, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm with Claire, you live life each day.
I think we can always strive to be our better selves at all opportunities, can't we?
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect.
No, nobody's perfect.
Oh, not at all, but, you know, all you can do is try and be a dick. You know, just do the rule. Don't be a dick.
The golden rule, yeah.
Golden rule of life, don't be a dick.
Yep.
Try my hardest, but can't always promise.
And on that note,
On that rule to live by.
Shall we have some fucked up facts?
Yeah, man.
Yes. Alright, let's end the show on some fucked up facts.
Theme tune, please.
Facts, fucked up facts.
Facts!
Ah.
Thank you for that.
I thought he was like Flash almost, I couldn't resist.
Dogs will share food with other dogs, but despite our 15,000 year reciprocal relationship, they won't share with humans.
Well, they will.
they will.
They'll share with you. Like they'll have your food off you.
No, they won't give you, if you will try and take the dog's food, it won't be happy.
Depends if you do the right thing, which is as a puppy, literally when they're eating, get in with them. You like stroke them, fuss them, touch their food, show them that you need meat, and that's all you have to do. And because Freya, I could literally put my face in her bowl while she was eating, and she wouldn't give a shit. She could lick me. But she would, but that's because the way I trained her from baby, like...
You gotta get in there, Pete.
Gotta get in there.
I didn't ever do that.
You gotta eat from a bowl next to them. You gotta eat from a bowl on the floor next to them.
Stop hugging the jelly.
Actually, we were nudging the meatball across to each other. I'm
You both
joking.
chew the same bed spaghetti
Yeah, obviously.
and then shared a kiss.
Yeah, it's a shame TikTok wasn't around then. That would have been a brilliant TikTok. Oh dear, I'm joking.
Does anyone know the word that Victorian photographers used to encourage women clients to form, quote, a pretty expression of the mouth?
Beans!
Nope. Close though. Kind of.
Broccoli!
That's not cheese, is it?
Nope.
Sausages.
Move your mouth, move your lips in upward motion.
Did they pull out their penis?
No.
Okay.
Apparently it was the word prunes.
Prunes.
Prunes?
Yeah.
Prunes. Say everyone say prunes.
Prunes.
No, stand still for 40 minutes.
Saying prunes.
Keep saying prunes for 40 minutes.
Because diets in poorer countries tend to be higher in fibre, the stool of someone from a low-income country weighs, on average, twice as much as the stool of someone from a high-income country.
Wow.
What a random fucking thing to...
Why can no one tell me in work experience I could have been a scientist who weighed shit? Why did no one tell me that I could do that? I could have been listening to death visions and then weighing shit. All in the same day.
Yeah.
Bastards.
In 1896, New York passed a law requiring food to be served with alcohol. The only way you could get alcohol was with food.
And it was Joe Biden that served that law.
Yeah. Barkeepers created the Rains sandwich. They would serve an inedible sandwich, pick it up at the end of the meal, and then serve the same sandwich to the next customer.
So that's how they got away with it.
Yeah.
Well, unless it's inedible, like it's horrible, you'd never want to eat it
Yeah.
because it was plastic.
It wasn't plastic, was it? It was 1896.
Oh, right,
Maybe
okay
they
then.
made one a week or
So,
something.
what if they
Yeah.
really want to eat it?
Well, you wouldn't want to eat it. It's been passed about by everybody in the
You're
bar.
really,
right?
really fucking hungry.
Well, the
Probably
reason they have to
pubes on it and
replace
everything.
I'm sure if you asked them for a sandwich, I'm sure they'd make you one.
Like, fuck off.
We don't serve food here. We got whores and whiskey.
The law says you must.
Here you go.
Here you go.
You've been out in the desert for 3 days. Oh, fuck it. What was this?
I know I said I could eat a scabby horse, but come on.
In 1963, a Turkish man was remodelling his home and knocked down a wall. He discovered an entire underground city
Wow.
Claiming that.
capable of holding 20,000 residents.
I have the key to the city.
Would you claim that this is technically mine?
Yeah.
Too
Don't
right.
tell anybody about it.
Mad? Yeah, I wouldn't tell no one. I'd just be holding like illegal raves all the time.
No, first of all, I'd go down there with a ball of golden twine, a sword and a shield, and to make sure there wasn't a minotaur.
Just in case.
Just in case. Gotta check these You find an undiscovered labyrinth city underneath your house.
You don't want to be raped by a minotaur.
You don't want to be raped by a minotaur. You don't want a minotaur wandering in whenever it feels like it. Taking dinner privileges. Stealing from your fridge. That kind of thing.
Do you want to know how many, or I should say, can anyone guess how many ants there are on Earth?
Ants.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, number us like by about 100 to 1, haven't they? At least 1,000
Way
to
more,
1,
way
100,000 to
I
1.
reckon,
Way more.
I reckon 4 trillion.
Way more.
Oh, it's going to be in the
More?
quadrillions. What's the highest
Yeah.
quadrillions? And it's 100 quadrillion.
20 quadrillion, you're not
Oh.
far off.
20
Mate.
quadrillion.
2.5 million ants for every person on Earth.
It's making me itch just thinking about it.
So if the ants decide to attack...
2.5 million versus one human.
Oh, shit. And I, for one, hail our new ant overlords.
Yes.
I remind them that I might be of some use in rounding up workers to
Toil in
toil in
the
their
sugar mines.
underground sugar mines. Hail ants. Shit.
Let's just hope they don't mutate to like people size.
Let's hope not.
Those ants could like probably pick you up, couldn't they?
We'd have to
2.5 million of them, yeah.
We'd have to
buy
resort to
you
it.
in seconds.
And move you about the place.
You'd just be boned. You'd just go over you, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Like in the
Not
cartoons.
all flesh eating, are they, Mike? There's different types of ants.
What if they got to be
We're at
about,
war with the ants, so that's how they're going to kill us, aren't
what if they got to be about 4 foot tall?
Well, you fucked.
Or like a foot tall and
You
well,
fucked even if they're as big as a mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
We have to
fucked
go
at their
nuclear.
size. I don't know about the fucked at their size. We fucked at their size.
Yeah.
You'd have to go nuclear.
Yeah, but
The
some
only way to
got
stop 'em.
leaf. No, there's all different types of ants. There's some leaf ants in there. They're not all like, you know.
Yeah, but they'll just cut your flesh off, won't they? They have it's death by 2.5 million bites.
That's right, they don't need 2.5 million to take out one person,
No.
do they? So all the leafy ones, they stay behind. You're still left with 1.5 million meaty eating ones.
Flamethrowers.
Yeah, acid throwers and all sorts.
We could probably just gas them.
The bullet ant.
The bullet ant.
Jesus.
Oh, even just a few of them.
Mm.
Even out of those 2.5 million, 3 of them are bullet ants.
What do they do? What's the...
One of the most painful stings you can have.
Yeah.
No, not them as like, I'm just flamethrowering the fucking front lines of ants, just like...
You got a spare flamethrower, have you?
I could make one.
I'd make one out of all, like, you know, the deodorant and
Yeah.
you'd do something, wouldn't you?
Luckily.
2.5 million though. You ain't taking them all out. I'm sorry.
I ain't too worried about the ants rising up, so we'll be alright.
That's me something to worry about.
In 1982, 43% of fathers in the UK had never changed a nappy. I've changed a nappy, I'm not even a father.
Doesn't surprise me.
There's my nephew and niece.
I'll say changing your own nappy doesn't count.
It was a woman's job, wasn't it? You know.
And now only 3% have never changed a nappy.
Got something I'd fancy doing.
Changed many a shitty nappy, it isn't nice.
It's
It's not nice when it's not your own though. That's when it's really not nice. When it's your own, it's not a problem. Like your own child.
I thought you stopped wearing a nappy.
Like we've had like other kids around when like they were little toddlers kind of thing, where they'd still just do nappies, and you'd get like a little 2-year-old and they've done a shit. It's like, oh no, I've got to do this. Oh. And it's not nice. Somebody else's poo.
Oh, you can forgive anybody.
I only changed family nappies.
It's different though. Honestly, it's weird. It's different. Like it would make you gag, whereas your own kids won't. Weird. It really is. Strange.
Well, enough of that.
Strange.
Gagging on baby shit.
That sounds really, really not right.
And we'll finish on this one, and Peter, you'll love this one. The oldest known D20 is from 300 BC.
Never.
Well, the dice, the D20.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I wonder what it was used for. Some kind of paganistic...
D&D.
Labyrinths and demons, labyrinths and minotaurs. That's what it was back then.
That's mad.
Mm.
So that's a 20-sided dice for anybody that's not familiar with what a D20 is. It's not a bulldozer.
And the one
It's a 20-sided dice.
And the one that we've just seen a picture on hasn't got numbers on the side. It's got like little inscriptions and
Well, whatever
sorts.
their version of their version of numbers was.
I think they are numbers.
That would have been like a paganistic thing, that wouldn't it? Like, when they used to throw down all the bones and shit.
Probably some kind of fortune-telling thing, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah,
Then again,
like
dice have always been popular with back to the Romans, haven't they? I mean, for the gambling and stuff. Could it be for gambling?
Isn't Yahtzee actually quite an old game?
Is it?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know, but soldiers have always used dice for gambling. Most people always use dice for gambling, haven't they? Even if it's just like, hey, I'll get you 20-something that I can roll higher than you. People like to gamble.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be one of the oldest things we've ever done. Hasn't it?
Yep.
It's got to be up there. Farming, sex work, warfare, gambling. That'll be your top 4, isn't it? And on that bombshell,
Yep.
let's end the show. I've been Ben. Don't drink the flavour, don't join a cult.
I've been Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out, may the force be with you.
I've been there, keep an open mind, but not so open that it spills out your ears.
And I've been Pete. Aim low, but shoot high.